In the summer of 2014, I spent a month in Kenya working at an orphanage called King's Kids Village. While I was there, I learned many things about how important their faith is to them. I talked to my friends Anna Reardon and Ian Mullins to ask them about their experiences out there.
My hair like this. It's because I grew it nice and long.
Did you cut it?
I used to cut it and then I decided I got bored of cutting it and now it's really long.
So you are born the way.
Covers one eye like a pirate. There you go.
You are born like that.
Is there anything that challenged the way you thought about Christianity, for example, the poverty that we saw in the slums?
To be honest, challenging my faith-wise, it wasn't more the poverty, it was the way they carried out their faith compared to the way I carry out my faith. I was more challenged about how my faith seems so weak in comparison to theirs, rather than being out there and being like, oh my goodness, how could God not be there because of the poverty that I am seeing? But it was more like, oh my goodness, they have such a strong faith out there, like clearly God is there with them and clearly he's making such an impact. I want to be there, I want to be more like them, rather than me thinking, oh, is God really out there? Because he was so clearly there.
Are you videoing this? Yeah. Hello. Hello, future me.
I'm doing
Okay, alright.
To sit there and listen, as I did on many occasions and many different times, and not just at the orphanage, but by many kind of times in Kenya, to listen to kids of infant school age, junior school age, being able to recite whole chapters of the Bible in unison with everyone else in their class is staggering, is amazing. I don't necessarily think it's about how seriously they take their faith. I think it's about how integral it is. So the Bible talks about the fruit that we bear. So as if we're a tree, if we're a plant, that you can tell the quality of that tree by the fruit that it bears. You can tell the quality of the faith that they've chosen in Kenya from a young age by the fruit that they bear, by the fact that they can be an orphan and HIV positive, but their first instinct is to be thankful and to be joyful. Whereas maybe some of our fruit that we bear is not so nice. It's more complaining and it's more looking at what we don't have. So I think, yeah, we can learn a lot, whether we are religious, whether we're believers or not, that to have something in your life that that is positive and meaningful and that informs the things that you do and gives you kind of a narrative for your life and for the way to live is really can be transformative.
Do you know their name? Their names.
Too much exercise?
One of the most difficult things about the trip was coming back home and returning to our own culture. Seeing all these things has really opened our eyes to a whole different world of Christianity, and we all hope that one day we may go back.
Where's the middle? Right there.
And even though it's sort of a stereotypical thing to say, it was definitely life-changing. So when I've come back, I've sort of tried to pray more, and I've sort of definitely had a stronger faith.
Hit me very hard coming back home that just how much we do have here. And the Bible verse that's where Jesus says, from those who much is given, much will be required. I think that's really true of us here.
Anyone that went out there, they would definitely be able to tell the difference between English people and Kenyan people, and it's not just the culture, it's definitely to do with their faith. Like, it's like an unbelievable amount how much they pray and how much they thank God for everything, and even if you weren't a Christian, you would definitely be blown away by it. I don't really know how to describe it. It's really hard to describe.